Hi. I just wanted to take a little bit of time at the start of this, and I want to make it so like I'm looking at you and just be alone with you up close to just say hi with no rehearsed speech and no presentation and no message to deliver. Thanks for joining and tap into this whole other source of power and ease, because it's meant to be easy. Come check it out. Thanks.
So I met Allison and started listening to her radio show on Voice America, and I found that there was a lot of very interesting topics that she brought up, and a lot of things that I wanted to know about that she kind of delved into a little deeper and gave me a lot of good insight. I went ahead and read her book, and her book was amazing because it described to me how we got here through the science that we usually use to make things right or wrong, and where we're at now, and with this new era coming up, what we can do to make things better. Things that that's accessible to every single person if they could only know that it's there for them. It's accessible to everybody, and I've done some energy work with her as well, and the energy is powerful. I've actually felt the energy like in my cheeks when she's touching me, is how powerful that is. So this message just needs to get out to everybody, and if you have any interest, please go and listen to her. You'll learn, you'll know.
Hi.
Hi, Allison. I just wanted to tell you I attended your workshop last weekend, and when I left, going down the road, I was trying to go where I go all the time in my thoughts, the negative thoughts about a certain situation, and it was like a door was shut, and I couldn't get to those thoughts. It was closed. So thank you.
You're welcome. But wait, hold on a second. So then you said later on in the week, some of them came back.
Later on in the week, as time progressed, they creeped back in somewhat, but there was still an awareness that they were there, and that I had more power over them.
Brilliant, Heidi.
So thank you.
My honor.
Hi, Allison.
Hi.
I'm Jim, and it's been my pleasure and joy for the last 6 or 7 weeks to have met you, to experience your energy and power, and to be healed, to be opened.
What's happened?
Many things have happened. Business has expanded with very little effort on my part. I found since I've met you that when I approach sales with customers, that I have to do less talking, less presentation, and they seem to be ordering more. The effort is less on my part. Everybody seems to be happier.
Woohoo!
I called on one lady in Sarasota whose mother just died the Sunday before Thanksgiving. She was so sad. I thought to myself, well, this poor lady doesn't want to buy any wine. But I walked out of there yesterday with a $500 order, and she was laughing and smiling.
Brilliant.
And it just happened so naturally. So there's all these little efforts. A salesman who's not done well came this week with his largest order ever. So it's these little miracles I'm witnessing every week in business since we met.
Getting out of your own way a bit, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, getting out of my own way and feeling lighter and feeling healthier.
You look outstanding.
Things don't need to be so hard. Things are meant to be easy and more loving. So I think that's one of the most profound effects of taking your workshop here, is that things don't need to be so hard.
I love, you see the smile on my face. I love hearing you say that that's what you're taking away from working with me.
I think that's one of the big things. There's more than one thing I'm taking away from all of this. But
excellent.
The ease of which things should be and how things should be is profound. And it's not something cavalier.
No.
It's just easy.
It's our natural state, really.
Thanks for stopping by and taking a few minutes out of your time to be here. I'm Allison J.K. And very simply, I want better for us.
I moved back to the States after living in Asia for 10 years. I left 2 months before 9/11. I was there for 10 years, and I came back 2 years into Obama's first administration. So I give you my eyes to see the contrast, and I don't go into, it's all bad, it's negative, no, 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 no. What I go into is, we are in the state that we are in America right now because of our tradition since the founding of our country, and even before that in the West, what was going on as we became a colony and then a country. So what we've grown up into being, based on the foundation built there, is from another time. And so we have a tradition in the West that differs from the tradition in the East, as we know. But the decision made about 5,000 years ago by ancient Indian sages was, where do we have more control, over the external environment or over the internal environment? And their answer was the internal environment. So in their culture, they have values and practices and ways of interacting with an entire backdrop, it's their paradigm, to living that acknowledges the subtle. Our tradition doesn't. We went with the hard sciences for proof and tangibility, and we lost out on the power of the subtle. So what I do is I bring forth very simple, basic tools. The mind is what makes it complex, but there are very simple, basic tools, and you don't even have to use the tools. All I want help with is getting the message out there that there's another way to do this, and that this is what makes the suffering happen, and that this can also unmake the suffering that happens. That's it. Hi, so in the last 2 years, since I have been back in the States, I have been building the radio show platform for Create Your Best Life Ever, What Else Is Possible, and re-editing my book that I wrote in my last year in Asia, What If There's Nothing Wrong, to make it more accessible to the average everyday person, so none of the language was over the top, and so that everybody could approach this information, because the message is very basic and simple. This creates our suffering, and this can also decreate our suffering. So much relief seems to be gotten from my work when people, I feel like a firewoman with a hose of light, and at this point I need help, please, in getting it out to the next level to help more people and to revolutionize where we're at in our country, because we don't have to be suffering, and it's the mind that creates it. And as soon as people seem to go to the information that I'm offering, the teachings that I'm offering, the alternative that I'm offering, yeah, exhales happen, and then the lights change. So please help, and have yourself the most blessed day ever. There seems to be something to my message that people are grabbing onto, and it's helping them. One of the most frequent things I hear as feedback is that this needs to get out there. Imagine if more people knew this. The other thing is, when people are exposed to the actual energy healings and clearings that I do, for example, in my radio show and in workshops, different than what I do in the one-on-one sessions, is it works. I feel like I've tapped into something supportive. I feel like I have a supportive energy around me. And that is the nature of the times right now. There is so much chaos, as we know, right? There's so much struggle, there's so much suffering. My heart actually hurt 2 years ago, for about a year, coming back here to the States. I could not believe this was my country. The amount of suffering and fear-based living, it was overwhelming. And so here I am for the last 2 years, having been doing things about it. My book was written in the last year in Taiwan while I was still there going for my PhD. And I've been cultivating this radio show that now, Create Your Best Life Ever. It's on voiceamerica.com. It's the biggest online media venue, and then it has 7 channels. I'm on the 7th Wave channel. That's just become from 2.2 million listeners in the beginning of 2012 to 5 million. My show is in the top 10. I had over 100,000 listeners each month. It's in both MP3 recorded form, iTunes, iPods, podcast, downloadable, or live show. It's both venues, or both modalities. And then my book, What If There's Nothing Wrong. So I have worked my butt off to get the message out there, because I see the relief people are getting. And it's been a drive in me. I knew I was coming back to the States, leaving my full-time classroom teaching career I had for 12 years at the international level, and doing the part-time healing work, to bringing my healing work full-time. It was just intuitive, understanding that I have gained something in the 10 years in Asia, and we're missing something over here. 1 + 1 = 2. So please just give yourself a break. Know that the suffering is caused from the thoughts here, and know that we can unplug from these thoughts. It is that easy. The nature of the mind is to make this more complex. So when you hear something simply said, it's like, no way, it's not that simple, because the nature of the mind is to doubt, when we're about to step into something bigger and better. The nature of the mind is to become more cynical in the face of truth, basic, simple truth. So the nature of the mind is to overlook how easy it could be, and look at what we have today. We are a very intellectually dominant culture. We have our worth proved on how many degrees do you have, how far in life have you gotten. We definitely have a fantastic American spirit. It feels dampened right now. It feels like the culture is dominated by fear. Fear comes from the mind. Fear is not innately wired into our system unless it's the kind of instinctual fear like, oh my God, that big tiger is going to jump on me and eat me. So I need some help now, please, because in the last 2 years since I've been back, feeling and sensing and seeing the impact of the message on people and the lightning that happens for people, the new jobs gone, the houses finally sold, the depression lifting, the coming off of the medication, the chronic pain gone, the cancer gone, the breast lump gone, the diabetes managed, the food choices changing, the weight loss. I mean, just result after result after result after result of what people come to me for, including oxycodone addicts. That's the hardest one I've found yet, actually. And there is unnecessary suffering that's happening, and this work that I'm doing is so simple in that it's just an awareness, a knowing of this is what creates our suffering, so therefore we also have the power to decreate our suffering. And I need help at this point in getting the message out there to more people. It's tools. It's not a list of tools necessarily, but it's a basic knowing, the information of where your control is, where your power really is.
Hi everybody, I'm Nancy. I live in Treasure Island, Florida. And I met Allison, I don't know, a few months ago. I was very depressed, and
It was like a year ago.
Pretty much.
It was last October.
Was it a year ago?
Yeah, last October,
Oh
almost
my
a
God.
year.
I can't believe it's been a year already.
I know. I know.
So much fun. So anyways, when I met Allison at my temple, she talked about a chakra class she was doing. So I took her chakra class because at the time I was very depressed. Didn't even want to leave my house. I had lost my friends pretty much. I wasn't answering my phone. Had nothing going on job-wise. Anyways, I was miserable.
You were
totally miserable.
recently divorced, right, ma'am?
And recently out of a relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, had gone through a horrible divorce. So anyways, met Allison, took her class, and then decided I needed more. After learning about what she did, I needed more help. So my chakras, they were like slammed shut. So came to see Allison, and now I guess almost a year later it is.
Yeah.
I have found my passion. I'm going to a massage school, which I absolutely love. I'm gonna start crying. I'm so happy. And I met a guy that's wonderful. He's so fun. And I have more friends than I ever had in my life. And it's just, everything is just so great. And Allison has made my world wonderful again. And she's awesome. And you should go see her because she is incredible. And I just can't tell you enough about that. But anyways,
Nancy, your thoughts?
upwards and downward. Huh?
The downwards were the way your thoughts were taking you before we started working together, right?
Yeah, before I had all these stupid things going through my head that I was listening to about how I was too old to do anything with my life because I am over 60, so pretty much I should just get used to being poor, and I was too stupid to learn anything new because I was too stupid. So I listened to that one, and then I wasn't pretty, so I wouldn't meet anybody, so I listened to that one. And I mean, I could go on and on about the thoughts I was having, but now the thoughts come and go, and I just go, yeah, that's pretty stupid. And,
and you have freedom from your mind.
And what my mind says, most of it's not true, so like, why did I listen before? I don't know, but I don't anymore.
And you guys, it just keeps getting better and better. Today's session we just coming out of, and we were talking about how it is to get even easier and lighter and more fun. Look at her. Blessings.
Joy Chevalier, and I have been working with Allison for about 2 years, but just within the last month, Allison has been working with me in regards to a lump in my left breast. And when we first started working, it was about an inch, something like that. And since the month, it has decreased down to about the size of your finger all the way around. And it's been phenomenal to see the size actually decrease after each session, and to be able to feel what it was before and after. You can actually feel the sensation of it getting smaller and changing as she's working on you. It's just absolutely phenomenal. There are other things that you can do, but let me just tell you one thing. If you want to find energy healers, there's a lot of people who profess and say they're energy healers, but if you find one who's really good, you will be able to see improvement after improvement each and every week that you go to one.
Hi, my name is Mary Ann. I live in Tampa, Florida, and I'm from the state of Maine. Lived there almost 50 years. I'm 56 years old, and I've been working with Allison for almost a year, and it's the best choice I ever made. So in 1993, I started on antidepressants because my doctor thought I should. I went through therapy. I took the antidepressants, have ever since, until a couple months ago. And Zoloft can stop me from crying, but it couldn't make me happy. And what I learned is you don't need a reason to be happy, and you can be happy right this minute.
I'm Milvia, and I assist the class.
Wait, what's your name again, please, ma'am?
Milvia.
Milvia, like Sylvia, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I assist in class today, and I'm excited because I came here and I didn't know I was coming here today. And when I came, I just opened up. I felt to open up, and it felt really great. This session, and it just, I don't know what you did to me. But it was like I'm feeling goosebumps all over my body, and it feels really good. I feel that from this point forward, things are changing. Things are different. I feel it now. So, and it just gotta get better. It's just gonna get better, even better. So, thank you for doing whatever you did to me. It's magical, and those words, oh my God, I love it. So thank you.
My honor. Blessings.
This has been the most tremendous thing that has really happened in my life. The blocks have just disappeared. I mean, everything is going better. I've had so many more interests from the dating site. The job has just been.
Hold on a second. We've been working together for now, what, like this is the 5th workshop?
This is the 5th workshop.
And so you have since gotten a new job since we've been working together?
A new job that has been just a blessing. The people I work with are great. I mean, the last place I worked, it was just like everybody was really down and nobody was friendly.
But this is something else we were working on too, was getting you unplugged
was.
from the negativity, both in the home and in the job. And
in the job. And that was one of the biggest things, was all of this negativity surrounding me. And even at home, my sister has disconnected from me, which was one of the biggest negativity. I mean, I couldn't even get a job because she was so negative. She was affecting me. And then once I got the job, I moved in with my cousin, and she's kind of negative, but she stays away from me. All of a sudden, she's got
so you're repelling
something.
negativity now instead of drawing it towards you.
Exactly. That's exactly it. It's like an elixir. You just take a few drops and the whole world starts to change. And my view has changed. And because I'm changing about the way I feel about myself and the world at large, it draws back to me that same positive aspects.
That's exactly what we've been working on, right?
Yes, exactly.
Change our point of view, and then we'll change our world.
And everything has just really moved. It is something that I've been working towards for years, and in the last 6-8 weeks, it's just turned around totally.
Thank you, Allie.
Thank you.
My name's Elle, and I have been working with Allison 6 months, maybe? Yeah, absolutely. And all I can say is energetically, this woman is like stellar. Okay, she's in another universe, and we've done some amazing work together. Talk about letting go and releasing past energies and all the blocks that have just kept me tied up for years. This has been an amazing journey just in the last 2 months or so of us working together.
You're a radio show host, and you know a lot of energy healers, Al.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So how would you say, to help people clarify, why would somebody choose to work with me instead of another energy healer? What could I help them with?
Well, I think that, the one thing that I like about you, Allison, is that you really get to the point. You get right to the issue quickly. It's not a dance. It's not a romance. It's literally, and there's no bones about it. You just go.
So you haven't even experienced my on-the-table energy healing. We're talking totally theta and coaching, aren't we?
Absolutely.
Just to clarify.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, very, very, but so powerful. Absolutely life-changing.
Hi, I'm Lisa. I've been working with Allison.
Hi, Lisa.
The first thing I want to say is that I've been around the block with healing.
Yes, she has.
I've been on a mission for quite a while, and I've worked with a lot of people with Reiki and whatever else modalities, and I just wanted to say that a lot of people have worked with me that I really don't feel it so much, and it's really hard to make me go out of body. Like, I'm a hard one. So basically,
yes, she is.
I really felt it with her, which is really huge, and she's really the real deal, and absolutely authentic and fabulous. And
thank you. It's about consciousness. That's what I found out living with the Asians for 10 years. It's not about a religious belief, and it's like in the last 2 years since coming back from there, from living in Asia, and hearing Americans say, I don't know about energy healing, I think that she's a hardcore Catholic, or I think that she won't be up for it because it's not even about religion. It's a force that animates all animate life. Chi, as the Chinese call it, or prana, as the Hindus call it, or we call it over here, life force energy. So it's not about belief. It's about, well, can we prove that you love your mom, or you love a person who you love? Is that tangible? I know sometimes it feels like it is, but that's the kind of thing we're talking about. And because of our tradition in the West, we seek that which is tangible. And I'll talk about that. My book goes very, very much extensively into trying, and actually, in fact, I believe clearly answering the question, why do we need things to be proven in our country, in our hemisphere? So this is leading to my writing the book, What If There's Nothing Wrong? When over half the rest of the world, which I had lived in by that point for 6 years, when I started asking this question, clearly operates their entire society centered around the value of that which is intangible, the subtle energies, the subtle in life. And so I bring to you the result of this work on the average American and the not so average American, but people looking for meaning, to be restored, in goodness and well-being, and the fear to be dissipated. And I mean dissipated, so that no fear, no matter what it is, has the ability to become a runaway fear or overtake someone's biochemistry. As the new sciences, speaking of biochemistry, have been working out over the last 20 or so years, and my book also goes into this, as does my radio show. I have hosts of interviews with a variety of leaders in the fields of longevity, in the fields of epigenetics, in the fields of the studies of consciousness, like William Tiller. A lot of the scientists who I cite in my book, What If There's Nothing Wrong, are actually guests on my radio show, including Greg Braden in February. And all that I want to say at this point is that they have been proving that our thoughts affect our body's biochemistry. So the mind-body connection in the new sciences, not orthodox science. That's why we don't hear about it in the mainstream press, and that's also very much gone into in my book why we don't know this, that our health, our wealth, our vitality, our levels of happiness, all of that is affected by what goes on in here. And that this doesn't have to be listened to. Radical, because we spend all day long listening to it. It leads us into our choices of what to buy, where to go. Yeah. How do we detach from it? And that, in and of itself, what I've just said, is such a profound shift that is the first step towards a human being's revolution, with a shift from I am my thoughts, I am my identity that my thoughts tell me I am, and that other people's thoughts project onto me from their conclusions and their perceptions. But I'm more than that. There's this whole body that has this whole life force energy that circulates throughout my system. It's electric and it's magnetic, and it's been measured with EKG and EEG machines, and I go into that both on my radio show and in my book.
This is a video. Right. Hold your hands, we'll chant all together to you. And then... I love you. You always running in.
I thought we were a little far apart, but okay. Sorry.
Right, eyes closed, we'll chant all together 3 times. Take a deep breath. Aham Brahma Asmi. 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 I am in the universe, universe within me. The meaning of this mantra. I am in the universe, universe within me. There is nothing above, there is nothing below me. I am in the universe, universe within me. So now, yes, keeping your eyes closed. So I'm giving you the beautiful mantra. The life is beautiful.
Life is beautiful.
Life is beautiful.
Life is beautiful.
I'm very happy.
I'm very happy.
I am very enjoying.
I am very enjoying.
I have very beautiful life.
I have very beautiful life.
Everything is perfect.
Everything is perfect.
Everything is wonderful.
Everything is
I'm
wonderful.
very happy today.
I am very happy today.
I'm very happy.
Today I am very happy.
Because tomorrow is the last day.
Tomorrow is the last day. Woo!